Yes, I want to say, so glad I can be myself. It really is good to know that I don't have to be nobody else. Hey, family, I'm so glad. Yeah, I have peace because I don't have to be nobody else. It feels so nice to be free. Yeah, I can really be me. Woo! Mm. I'm so glad I can be myself. Yeah. It sure is good to know that I don't have to be nobody else. Come on now. This side. My auto tip, everybody. Well, I found out that I can be myself, and I'm so glad. Oh, yeah. I'm so glad, yeah. At the day, I can be myself, and I'm so glad. Yes. Well, my auto tech brothers and sisters, welcome, welcome, welcome to another Sunday online Njia fellowship. Okay, I'm Brother Ray Hagins, and I'm glad that you guys have joined me right now, wherever you are on this planet. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be with me today. Okay, and we're gonna have some fun learning, teaching, opening your eyes. Okay, getting you ready to you guys who've already logged on. Okay, Motto Tip. I see you guys here coming in from everywhere. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being with us today. And also to those of you who have already sent in your, let me get my phone here, just in case somebody's sending me in a message that something went wrong. The text messages that came in already showing those of you who've already early this morning sent donations in. Thank you so much. It lets me know that you're serious about supporting our work and what we're doing here. Okay. Well, brothers and sisters, listen, let's get right into our program for today because I want to address some serious stuff today. All right. And I think we should open up with our song one more time. One more time. In fact, this past Tuesday night, I was online with the African Village of New York City book club, right? And Sister Ajua husband had a stroke, and he put, even though he was in a wheelchair, still a little bit incapacitated, and brother, we're still praying for your healing. And as we sing this song right now, I trust that you would gain power from it because he was saying his favorite song is one more time. And to put him on camera, having had a stroke, trying to sing this song, it just brought me to tears. I'm so glad to know that this song touches the lives of so many people. Okay, so come on and join in with us right now as we sing it together one more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. Okay, yeah. Sister Ajua, tell your husband this is just for him today. All right, come on, everybody. One more time. Let's do it. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. Just one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. Yeah. God allowed us to come together to praise God's name. Oh, to praise his name. God allowed us to come together to praise his name. To praise God's name. Yeah, to praise God's name. God allowed us to come together. Yeah, God allowed us, yeah, to come together to sing our song. Come on and sing it. To sing our song. God allowed us to come together to sing our song. To sing our song. Yes, to sing our song. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah. Now put those hands together to clap our hands. Come on, everybody. To clap our hands, yeah. God allowed us to come together to clap our hands. To clap our hands. Oh, man. To clap our hands. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah. I see you, Leo. Thank you, brother. Clap those hands. Everybody say one more time. That's it, Natasha. Yeah. One more time. God allowed us to come together. One more time. One more time. Oh. One more time. Oh, God allowed us. Hey, God allowed us, yeah, to come together one more time. God allowed us, yeah, just to praise his name. God allowed us, yeah, been so good and kind. God allowed us, yeah. Oh, yes, he did. God allowed us, yeah. God allowed us to come together. Oh, man, yeah. One more time. God allowed us to come together. One more time. Yeah. Just thinking about the lives. One more time, man. Sorry about that, but you know, when you really think about how awesome the Most High is and how good God is in your life, you know, if you got any kind of emotions at all, if you have a soul at all, it brings you to tears, you know. Oh, man, I'm sweating, hot, crying. Oh, my goodness, singing that song. I trust everybody out there is doing good today. I'm doing absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Herndon, for being with us today. I see you just posted those to the ancestors because you know I get emotional, carried away, and I will forget, and I will move right past it. So let's do it right now, okay? The oath to the ancestors. Let's lift our voices, everybody, and say it like we mean it today, okay? Yeah, let's honor those who have gone before us. Ah, man. Yes, let's honor those who have gone before us. Mm-hmm. Their life, their deeds, their legacy and contributions. Come on, join in with me and the brothers and say, oh, ancestors, blacker than 1,000 midnights, African ancestors, it is to you that we, your children, give respect and honor. Oh, ancestors, we call upon you and welcome you in this place. African ancestors, let your presence fill this place. Oh, ancestors, who have been purposely excluded from the history books so that the world would not know of your greatness. Our African ancestors, who gave civilization to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave the arts to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave music to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave the sciences to the world. Our African ancestors who gave mathematics to the world. Our African ancestors who gave medicine to the world. Yes, our African ancestors who gave the literature to the world. Oh my goodness. Our African ancestors who gave philosophy to the world. Our African ancestors who gave God consciousness to the world. Oh ancestors, we thank you for devoting your life to make a future for us, your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Now stand with us, strengthen us, guide us, teach us, and protect us from the snare of our enemies. Rise up, O African ancestors, and let our enemies be scattered, and give us the wisdom and the boldness to deal with our oppressors and those who would hinder the liberation and empowerment of our people. Rise up, O African ancestors, and live in us, and we will not fail to honor you. We will not fail to respect you. We will not fail to hear you, and we will not betray you. Ashe. Oh, man.
And now, brothers and sisters, we want to take the time to honor just a few of the great Africans who have gone ahead of us. We call forth their great African names and honor them. To Pharaohs Narmer, Soldier, Sneferu, Khufu, Khafre, Menkaure, and the great vizier and physician and multi-genius Imhotep, we say Ashe. To Queen Nitocris, Queen Sobek Neferu, Queen Ahotep, Queen Ahos Nefertari, Queen King Hatshepsut, Nefertiti,
great
Queen
African
T,
women,
and Queen Nefertari II, we say
Ashe.
To Menkepen Ratahudi Mays, known as Thutmose III, Amenhotep III, Akhenaten, Tutankhamun, Ramessu Meriamun, Ramses II, Shabaka, Taharka, Hannibal, and the great African warrior Shaka Zulu, we say Ashe. To all of the kings, queens, priests, and warriors of Libya, Basset, Ethiopia,
we honor them
Kenya,
today.
The Congo, Tanzania, Uganda, Central, South, and West Al-Kibu land, we say
Ashe.
To the more than 600 million Africans whose lives were lost in the European invasions of Africa and in the Middle Passage, we say
Ashe.
To the more than 300 million who have since lost their lives to racism and hate crimes, we say
Ashe.
To Harriet Tubman,
Ashe.
Frederick Douglass,
Ashe.
Mary McLeod Bethune,
Ashe.
Nat Turner,
Ashe.
Fannie Lou Hamer,
Ashe.
Sojourner Truth,
Ashe.
Carter G. Woodson,
Ashe.
Booker T. Washington,
Ashe.
Dr. Charles Drew,
Ashe.
Noble Drew Ali,
Ashe.
Benjamin Banneker,
Ashe.
George Washington Carver,
Ashe.
Bishop Richard Allen,
Ashe.
Bishop Charles Harrison Mason,
Ashe.
Howard Thurman,
Ashe.
Mother Mahalia Jackson,
Ashe.
the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey,
Ashe.
Benjamin E. Mays,
Ashe.
Langston Hughes,
Ashe.
Medgar Evers,
Ashe.
Paul Robeson,
Ashe.
Dr. Martin Luther King,
Ashe.
Malcolm X,
Ashe.
Thurgood Marshall,
Dr.
Mother Power
Ben
Hale,
Yochanan,
Adam Clayton Powell,
Dr. Asa
the
Hilliard,
Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Dr. Amos Wilson,
Brother
Dr.
John
Henry
Lewis,
Clark, Dr. John G.
Mother
Johnson,
Cicely Tyson,
Dr. Shikanta Diop,
Yes.
Dr. Chancellor Williams,
Yes.
Dr. George G.M. James,
Yes.
Patrice Lumumba,
Ashe.
Kwame Ture,
Ashe.
Kwame Nkrumah,
Ashe.
Dr. Khalid Muhammad,
Ashe.
Dr. Jacob Carruthers,
Ashe.
Dr. Shaka Musa Barashango,
Ashe.
Brother Ray Charles,
Ashe.
to our mothers and fathers,
Yes.
our grandmothers and grandfathers,
Ashe.
to our great-grandmothers and great-grandfathers,
Ashe.
our brothers and sisters,
Ashe.
sons and daughters,
Ashe.
aunts and uncles,
Ashe.
nieces, nephews, cousins,
Ashe.
all those who have gone ahead of
Yes.
us and
Ashe.
have made their ancestral transition
Yes.
to their life,
life.
deeds, legacy, and contributions, we say
Ashe.
Ashe. Again we say
Ashe.
Again we say
Ashe. Yes. 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 Oh my goodness. Come on and join in with us, family, as we do this praise in the Arabic tongue. Allahu Akbar. Allah. Oh, boy. Allahu Akbar. Good to see you, Brother Reginald Wright. Good to see you, brother. Yeah. Tulsa, Oklahoma in the house. Come on, everybody. God is great and he's worthy to be praised. Oh, man. I'll say hallelujah. God is great. Oh, yeah. And he's worthy to be praised. I say hallelujah. So God make us one. Yeah. We all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and say, you are with us. God make us one. We all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and say, you are with us. God make us one. We all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and they will say, you are with us. Allahu Akbar. Yes. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. Oh, my brothers and my sisters. It is so good when we have the opportunity to come together as we are right now, just to share with each other in fellowship, and because of the times, it's not as convenient, maybe not as wise for us to come together physically as we are used to doing in the past. But I see that many of us are getting so used to this virtual fellowship that it in itself is gaining power. Yes, for example, like when we were online Tuesday night with the New York City, African Village of New York City, you could feel the power of the fellowship, man. It was just so awesome, and so I trust that you guys are feeling the same thing. I'm feeling it today. I'm telling you, man, I just can't stop the tears from flowing. And don't get it wrong, brothers and sisters. There's nothing wrong. In fact, I'm crying because everything is good. Everything is right in my life. The Almighty has just been so good, man. I can't give enough praise. Just being, the activity of my limbs, the blood running warm in my veins, as my parents used to say, in good health, not wanting or needing anything. All my needs are met. I'm just so grateful, to the Most High and our ancestors for bringing my life to the point that it is right now. What I'm most grateful for is that that the Most High rescued me from a life of lies and indoctrinations and programming and religious beliefs that were just ritual, powerless ritual. And I'm so grateful today. I'm so honored that not only did the Most High rescue me, but the Most High chose me and gave me an assignment, and that assignment is to free the minds of my people. God could have left me in the streets, man. God could have left me in the streets of Newark as a child. I could have overdosed on drugs or something, or got shot and killed as a boy, but look here I am, man, blessed my life, an academic. Oh my goodness. That's why when people say to me, Brother Ray, how you doing? I say, I'm doing blacktastic. And then I tell people, if I was doing any better, I'd have to take something for it, because that's how wonderful Oh my goodness. Ah, that's how wonderful God has been in my life. Don't get me wrong. There are things that I've had some tests, I've had some trials. We all do. But what I've learned, brothers and sisters, is this: how you see your problem is the problem. Follow what I'm saying. I learned that years ago. How you see the problem is the problem. Your problem is not your problem. Okay. It's how you see your problem. That's your problem. Am I making sense? Okay. And I don't even know why I went there just now because I didn't plan to say that. But when you have grown, when you've matured, when you, let's put it this way. The Bible says it this way. Let me quote this Bible verse in Hebrews 6:1, right? It says, um, how does it say it, man? Okay, let me find. In essence, what it says in a nutshell. Um, thank you, brother Vernon, for sending me the text. Brother Ricky, I couldn't call the brother's name. That's Sister Ajua's husband who had the stroke. Okay, so y'all keep the brother in prayer. And Brother Ricky, I hope you enjoyed that song today, man. Okay, because we sang it. I sang it just for you today, brother. Just for you, man. Okay, and thank you, Waziri Wells, for sending me the text to make me know our brother's name there. Thank you so much, man. I forgot what I was saying there, but the Bible verse, right? Hebrews 6:1. It says a very powerful thing. Let me pull it up because I don't want to misquote it. All right, but Hebrews 6:1 says these words. Therefore, check this out. Therefore, leaving. Okay, now this is not the teaching for today, but I'm here right now and I want to talk about the growth and development. Leaving the principles of the doctrine of Christ, let us go on to perfection. Okay, I don't have to say no more than that. In other words, it's saying, how long you guys going to keep talking about this baby stuff of getting baptized and getting saved and regeneration and repenting from dead works and all that kind of dumb stuff, man? Grow up. Grow up. Okay, mature. And that's what it means to be perfect in the biblical text. Perfect is the word which means mature, full grown. Okay, grow up. And when I say grow up, I mean mature to the point to where you become a physical manifestation of how awesome the Almighty is. Why should people put their trust in the Almighty that you talk about when they look at you and see you live in worry, you live in fear, you live in disgust, you live in disappointment, you live in defeat? That's not a testimony. Okay? Your very life should be a testimony of how awesome the Almighty is. Okay? If I look at you and I don't see joy on your face, if I don't see happiness, but I see sadness, pain, sometimes I wonder why church folk look so mean. Like, hallelujah, praise God. You don't smile. What happened? Oh man, so what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is enjoy life. Stop. In fact, our teaching for today is living with the spirit of fear. I know we didn't sing our national anthem, and forgive me for that, but I want to get right to the teaching as soon as I can. We didn't, living with the spirit of fear. I want to deal with that. Let me deal with that today. Okay, living with a spirit of fear. Living with a spirit of fear, brothers and sisters. Okay, the past couple of years here has been a time of pain and tragedy for so many people. Sorrow, the loss of loved ones. Many families are in pain, even as I speak to you right now. And we should be careful to remember that there are families that are hurting, and put energy out into the atmosphere and even though it may be families that you don't know, spirit is a very powerful thing. Just direct your positive energy to families that you may have heard of, okay? People who are ill and loss of loved ones, or succumb to this pandemic, I call it. And you'll see why I say that in a moment, okay? The message I want to get across to you guys today is that nothing in life happens without a reason or purpose. Nothing in life happens without a reason or a purpose. And having the knowledge that I have, and sometimes I wish I didn't have the knowledge that I have, especially when it comes to things about this government, the wickedness that runs this country, man. Oh boy. And don't get me wrong, okay? I am not anti-government. I am not against the government. I think our country is a good country, but the people who run this country are wicked. Okay? And you have to understand, it's not the people that's wicked. It's the people who run the country. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you shortly. Okay? That's wicked, man. And the things that they plan, and the documents that they write, and the laws that they pass for the extirpation of billions of people. This is a wicked, wicked, wicked society or government that we're in, man. So I want you to understand. I'm convinced, based on what I know, okay, and I've learned over the years, but having been in the military, Marine Corps, I learned a lot when I was in the Corps. I was assigned to, military intelligence. Okay, I was what you call HUMIT. Okay, in 0211, Marine Corps job description. It's human intelligence. I actually spent a lot of time learning a lot of stuff that I'm glad I learned it, because it helped to prepare and equip me for my assignment that I have today. You got me? But man, I'm convinced that the things in this government don't just happen. I'm convinced of that. They don't just happen by some strange twist of fate. Not in this government. I don't know. We may want to talk about some others, but not in this government and in world affairs, okay? The late President Franklin D. Roosevelt said it best. And you've probably heard me quote him before. He said these words: in politics and world affairs, nothing happens by accident. He went on to say, if it happens, you can believe it was planned that way. Did you get that? What a thing for the late president of the United States to say. Think about what he said. In politics and world affairs, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, you can bet or believe it was planned that way. What did President Roosevelt know that the masses do not know? What did he know? He knew how this system operated, brothers and sisters. After all, he was the chief executive officer of it. He knew what went on. And then to say, before he left this planet, in politics and world affairs, nothing happens by accident. He was the head of the program during his administration. Well, there's a Bible verse that I learned years ago, and I still hold on to that verse. It says these words. And it's in 2 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter, the 11th verse. Here's what it says. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay, again, that's 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. Understand this here. Let me transliterate that for you. Just to keep the satanic world system from getting the upper hand on us, let us be aware of its stratagems and plans. Did you get that? Let me say it to you again. Just to keep this satanic world system from getting the upper hand on us, let us be aware of its stratagems and plans. Brothers and sisters, the number one reason why we in mass are living in fear, and I'm just saying I'm not in fear. Okay, please understand that. And I'm not in fear because I'm aware. Okay, see, fear is a byproduct of ignorance. Somebody write that down. Fear is a byproduct of ignorance. Man, that's a good saying. Fear is a byproduct of ignorance. And brothers and sisters, I see too many of you living in fear. I hear it. I get it in your email. Okay? Because of this pandemic that's going on. Let me share something with you. You must learn how to walk in your power. Okay? And not in the powerlessness that's being given to you through the media. Now, allow me to just take my time and speak to you extemporaneously today. I tried to write notes and stuff down, okay? But my spirit just said, man, just talk to the people. Don't worry about the notes right now. Just talk to the people, and I hope I don't get redundant and start repeating myself too much. But I want to emphasize certain things. You must learn how to walk in your power. Okay? Let me give you an example of what I mean when I say you must have proper knowledge. Last week, flying to New York, right? You know how the flight attendants give an introduction to the flight before the flight takes off? And of course, they got this new requirement out here, right? That you have to wear a mask, okay? From the time you step into the airport, or while you're in the airport, or while you're standing in line in the airport, when you we're sitting in the gate area in the airport, boarding the plane, while you're on the plane for the duration of your flight, when you get to the destination airport, while you're inside the airport, baggage claim, you have to have your mask on all that time, right? Well, while I was on the plane, listen, I said, I need to breathe, doggone it. Okay. So I pulled my mask down below my nose. Flight attendant caught it right away and said, sir, I need you to cover your nose and your mouth with the mask, right? She said it's a federal law. What did she say that for? What did she say that for? And I had, me, I had to speak up. I said, answer a question for me. She said, what is it? I said, why are you guys lying to the people on this plane? She said, what do you mean lying to the people on the plane? I said, y'all announced that it's a federal law that the mask must be worn at all times while in flight. It's not a federal law. And so she said, yes, it is. I said, I tell you what, show it to me in writing. You just said it's a federal law. Now, either you read it or you're simply regurgitating what you've been told to say to the passengers. Okay. Now, since you're saying it, and I went there with her. I said, since you're saying it, I presume you know what you're talking about. So show me the law that says it's that I must wear my mask at all times while in flight. Okay, now, yeah, I didn't want to cause us a problem by being disobedient to her. Okay, so I did cover my nose. Okay, because I didn't want to cause a scene, but I was not going to let her get away with that lie. You understand? And I said, show me the law. Okay, show me in the FAR. See, I'm a pilot, right? So I want to see in the FARs or a bulletin for the FAR. The FAR, so you'll know that's an acronym, which means Federal Aviation. Oh God, yeah, Federal Aviation. I can't think what the R stands for. Rules or something like that. Federal Aviation Rules. So, okay, that's what FAR stands for. And or I'm sorry, Federal Aviation Regulations. That's what it stands for. And I said, it must be a bulletin that had to be sent to the FARs, okay, or FAA. I want to see the bulletin that says it's a law. And she said, sir, it's a law. I said, no, it's not a law. It's a ruling. It's not a law. It's a ruling. There is a difference, family. Okay? The Centers for Disease Control made a ruling that people must wear a mask whenever they're in any vehicle of transportation, public transportation. That's a ruling. It's not a law. Okay? And so when I said that to her, she said, okay, sir, and turned and walked away. So, but she never answered my question as to why you're lying to the passengers. Well, I know why you're lying to the passengers, because you've been told to lie. Damn it, that's the problem here. You've been told to lie. Okay? And that's why I see my people living in fear. Okay? Because you've been listening so much to the news media, and I'm sure powers that be may even like this. They may even censor this video or delete it or take it down. I got to tell you guys the truth. Okay? I got to tell y'all the truth. I see that the news media got y'all so much living in fear. And you know why you live in fear? Because you listen to the lies. You listen to the lies. Brothers and sisters, you got to know how to walk in your power. My captain of security here in Atlanta, brother's name is Jeff. Wonderful brother, right? I remember when we were doing his UCC 1, his Uniform Commercial Code Finance UCC 1 financing statement, right? Which was putting a commercial lien on himself. Okay, and not only on himself, anything that pertains to him, he put a lien on it. Okay, and I remember we did the paperwork, right? And we went to file it in the courthouse, and he was a little concerned. He was concerned as to whether we get in trouble for it. I said, man, we're not going to get in trouble. Okay, and so we walked in. The clerk. Okay, let me give you an example of what I mean when I say stand on your square and walk in your power. When we handed the form to the clerk said, oh, you can't file this. I can't accept this. And Jeff was ready to kind of turn around and let's go. I said, and so knowing better, I said to the clerk, what do you mean you can't accept this? She said, we can't accept this document. Standing on my power, I looked at her and I said, are you an attorney? She said, no. I said, okay, well, right now you're trying to act as an attorney. You're trying to act as an officer of the law, okay, by telling me that we can't file this. You're not an attorney. You are the clerk. Your job is not to interpret law. Okay, your job is to do one thing and one thing only, doggone it, and that is to take this document and file it. That's what clerks do. Okay, it's not your job to tell me what I can and cannot file. I want y'all to hear me today, because a lot of you guys are going through this right now with this affidavit, okay, of exemption for the vaccine. Listen to what I'm saying to you. So I told the clerk, your job is to file it. not to discuss with us what we can and cannot do. So she said, 1 minute, let me take this over to the judge. So she went across the hall to the judge, okay, the circuit court judge there, and of course my brother was standing there concerned because what's going to be the feedback here? I'm saying it's going to be fine, man. So she comes back and she's beat red, right? Of course, she was a white woman. She comes back and she's beat red, right? And she says, the judge says, yes, you can. I have to accept this. I said, I had to say it. I said, I know that. I tried to tell you that. Okay. Let me give you another example of what I mean when I say knowledge removes fear. Okay. Fear is the byproduct of ignorance. I remember years ago when I was living in my hometown of Paterson, New Jersey. I was living in a complex that they designed for artists, musicians and actual artists and dancers and things like that, right? And it was a government funded building, so we all lived on Section 8 there, okay? And of course, I had my own company, the Lamplight Group, right? Music company. Well, when I went to get recertified, okay, for my rent subsidy, uh, they told me that I had to give them uh, the tax returns for my business, okay, before I could be recertified, because they wanted to know how much money my company was making, right? And so I told the lady, I said, I'm not aware of that. And here's what I said to her: I need you to show it to me in writing. Brothers and sisters, that's one of my favorite lines when people tell me what they cannot do. Doggone it. Show it to me in writing. Show me the letter of the law that says that you can't accept my application as it is. So she said, okay, Mr. Hagins, I'll have that information for you tomorrow. I said, not a problem. Okay, I left the office and she called me the next day to come into the office. I'm waiting to see where it's written that as a Section 8 recipient that I have to give the paperwork for my business, okay, before I can get recertified. She said to me, Mr. Hagins, I looked into it and you were right. We can accept your application without your business tax return, just your personal tax return. Well, the reason why they were having a problem, family, and I'm gonna kind of get off point right now just to make my point. Okay, the reason why they was having a problem with me is because I was driving a Mercedes Benz, and I'm living in a Section 8 housing facility. Anyway, I have a problem with that. And then she confessed. She said, we're just a little concerned with how you can drive such a luxury car, okay, and be on Section 8. And I thought it's a company car. It's real simple. I work for the Lamplight Group, and that's the company car. Okay, real simple. You see how they are. They don't want you living in your power. Understand this. So I walked out of the office, continued to drive my Benz, and pay $17 a month rent. It's called using the system. Well, of course, I'm not eligible for Section 8 now because I'm a homeowner, right? You see what I'm saying? But back at that time, I used the power of the law for my benefit. That's what you have to learn to do. Walk in your power. Understand what I'm saying to you here. I hope what I'm saying making sense to y'all, family. Okay? When we filed that paperwork for Jeff's UCC1, and the clerk took it and filed it, when we walked out of that courtroom, my brother, I'm not exaggerating, y'all, I'm Scott. I thought he grew 3 inches, okay, because he looked like he was walking like 3 inches off the ground in pride and dignity. And I have watched that brother since that time use his power, okay, to stop a whole lot of foolishness that they were trying to tell him he had to do. Same here, brothers and sisters. Now, let me come and make it come home here. as far as I've been getting some responses from those of you who have the affidavit of exemption, right? Brothers and sisters, understand this. Hear me well. An affidavit is a legal document. When you submit an affidavit of exemption, that is your power. Okay, now a few of you, now I've sent out hundreds of these affidavits, hundreds of you, and y'all ain't giving me a break either. And and by the way, y'all, I don't charge for that. Okay, some of y'all wonder how much it costs, brothers and sisters. We have to stop putting a price tag, a dollar sign on everything, especially when it comes to trying to serve the people, man. Okay, what is it? What is how much work is it to send an affidavit to somebody? Okay, to help save their life. Okay, so what I'm saying is, understand, an affidavit is a legal document. Now, I hope those of you who have been emailing me because your company or the people you work for are telling you that they need a letter from your church or from your religious leader. Think, people, think. What about people who don't go to church? How are they supposed to? Come on, understand this. Personally, now, of course, I'm sharing my personal view here now, okay? I can't prove what I'm getting ready to say, but in my spirit, I think that requesting a letter from your religious organization or from your religious leader is the government's way of creating a database of religious organizations that could be problematic for the government in days to come. And to create this database, now this is my opinion, creating this database, they know who to go after, who to attack, who to try to neutralize. You follow me? So brothers and sisters, understand, we are not giving out exemption forms from the African village. You don't need you don't need a religious exemption. Your religion is your personal business. That's your personal conviction. You don't have to explain your religious beliefs to nobody. Okay? No one. That's the law of the Constitution of the United States of this so-called country. That's the Constitution right there. Learn how to protect your rights. Hear me when I tell you this. He who does not know his rights is no better off than he who has no rights. Let me watch my time here, okay? I got plenty of time. He who does not know his rights, okay, is no better off than he who has no rights. Okay, so brothers and sisters, please know your rights. Don't let them take your rights from you because they scared you into volunteering to do what they want you to do. Because that's what this is all about. The whole program of the media, all of this, everything that you're hearing coming from the news is to scare you into volunteering to submit to their agenda. They can't make you submit to their agenda. You know why? Because you are a sovereign individual. Okay? You have rights, unalienable and inalienable rights. You have. Learn how to walk in your power, man. Woman, stop listening to them telling you what you are going to do. No, damn it. You tell them what you're going to do. That's the purpose of the affidavit. Affidavit is a legal document, y'all. Listen, an affidavit is a document that has been signed by an officer of the state. That's what a notary public is. And once that affidavit is notarized, it is almost equivalent to a court order. Now, don't take my word for it. Do the research. Okay, there are two types of notarized document or affidavit. Okay, the two types of notarized statement is what you call an acknowledgement. Okay, and is what you call a jurat. If I'm pronouncing it correctly, Jurat. Don't take my word for it. Look it up, please. Jurat. Okay, that's your power. That's your power. You stand on that. You submitted a legal document and you stand on it. And if they don't want to, and now see what's happening is, and trust me, the majority of the people that I sent affidavits to, they're not having a problem. But there are some companies that they got this new thing out now saying, listen, you tell people that this is not acceptable. Well, who in the hell says it's not acceptable? Okay? Because the person that told you it's not acceptable is simply repeating what they were told to say to you. So you know what? Use my tactic. Say, show it to me in writing that my affidavit is not acceptable. Show it to me in writing. Okay? And also let them know that you would like to have their name, because you have to walk in your power. Don't walk in like a punk. Don't be scared. As they say in Missouri, don't be scared. Okay? I ain't scared. Yes, you are. Because they're telling you that we can't accept this. And then they want to turn around and give you their form, which is not a legal document. That company form is not a legal document. Okay? And not only that, but their form is worded. Follow me. Their form is worded the way they want it worded to take away your power. Don't let them write your law for you. Understand this, brothers and sisters, okay? We did another document. I did a video entitled, oh my goodness, I can't call it off the top of my head now. In other words, the document is entitled Your Notice of Understanding and Intent and Claim of Right. Okay? We did those documents as well. Your notice of understanding and intent and claim of right. That's your power. This is a document where you write what you understand to be lawful and legal. Understand this, okay? What you understand to be lawful and legal. I need to do a workshop on this, evidently, okay? What you understand to be lawful and legal. And then you write this down, and then what you do is you send it as a tacit contract to the Attorney General of the United States and the Attorney General of the state in which you live. You give them 14 days, okay, to refute what you have written down, point by point. They can't refute the entire document. They must refute it point by point and explain if you are in error. If they cannot refute your document point by point, your notice of understanding and intent and claim of right, if they cannot refute it point by point, yeah, I definitely need to do a workshop on this, okay? If they can't refute it point by point, then it becomes what is called a tacit, T-A-C-I-T, contract, enforceable by law. Understand this. And a violation of your notice of understanding and intent and claim of right, if they violate it, you also have included in there what's called your fee schedule. Okay? Like, yeah. Like so many millions of dollars in 0.999% silver. Okay? Whatever you want, because it's your contract. It's your agreement. Okay? Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm getting it all over. Okay, I'm really hearing it in my spirit. I'm hearing some of y'all saying it in my spirit. Dr. Ray, you really need to do a workshop on this and make it plain for us so we can appropriate this. And brothers and sisters, that's what I'm trying to get you to point now. Okay, I want you to, number one, stop living in fear. Number one, stop living in fear. Okay, because fear makes you senseless. Fear, okay, you about okay, for example, and I'm gonna just drop this right quick. Do you not know people are literally scared? Okay, by the program, they're scared into paying filing income taxes. They're scared into it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to tell y'all don't file income tax. Don't get it twisted. But the point is, most folk don't know that that's voluntary. Okay, filing taxes is a voluntary act on your part. There's no law that says you have to do that. But they taught you that you do have to do that, and so you do. Okay? Understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? When you know the law, you can walk in your power. Yes. Your brother hasn't filed taxes since 1976 because I know the law on that. Well, Brother Ray, what's the law on it? So I don't want to get you in trouble. Cause please don't get it twisted. Okay. Tax evasion is illegal. Okay, you get in trouble for that. But tax avoidance is legal. You have to know how to avoid it. Don't evade it, okay, because you go to jail. Okay. But learn how to avoid it. For example, I'm gonna share this with you, okay? And you know who taught me this? Yeah, two white Jewish attorneys taught me this. They said, Ray, and home in my hometown, or law firm was Gelman and Gelman there in Patterson, New Jersey, right? And they said, Ray, you know what your problem is, man? Your people want everything in their name. Okay. And I said, at first I got offended when he said your people. He said, look at y'all's black churches. And they were telling the truth. I had to be honest with you. They said, you got your dad, for example. They knew my dad. They said Gilmore Memorial. Okay. Well, to us, it was an honor to have it in his name. But that's what black folk do. We want to memorialize our people. And ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a wonderful thing. It's almost like giving oath to the ancestors. Okay. But when it comes to legal documents, having a lot of stuff in your name is the worst thing you can do, y'all. Worst thing you can do, right? So what I did is I formed a company, right? I paid myself $50 a week from my company, right? Y'all allow me to try to show you how to walk in your power. I paid myself $50 a week from my company, right? Because I paid myself only $50 a week, guess what? I made under $6,000 a year, which means I didn't have to file income tax. It's not taxable income. It's under $6,000 a year. That's called tax avoidance. Are you following what I'm saying here? As old folks say, do you feel me? Learn how to use the law to your benefit. Okay? And that's when it went back to my company and back to the place who wanted my company tax return. You see? Now my company was making money. Got me? Okay. Yes. And I did a tax return for my company, but for me personally, oh shucks, I'm only paying myself $50 a week. And what I did is I did a what do you call it? When the board meets a resolution, I did a resolution in my company that my business will pay all of my expenses. Got me? My business will pay for my grocery shopping. My business will pay for my cleaning of my clothes, my uniforms. Of course, my clothes are my uniforms, right? They would pay my housing expenses, for my transportation expenses. Get the drift. Get the drift. Yeah, I do a workshop on that too, right? Well, actually, I did a video entitled "Owning Your Own Business" where I discussed that. But I'll do another workshop, and we'll just have you guys, because I gotta do my part. I gotta do my part, man, and preparing you to navigate in the belly of the beast. I know that what I'm saying, if everybody did what I'm saying, this country would go belly up, because the government is depending on your ignorance. Let me say that again. The government is depending on your ignorance for their success, to carry out their agenda. They're depending on your ignorance. So stop allowing them to control you because you don't know. Hear what I'm saying today. Hope this is making sense to y'all. Hear what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. Okay? Back to that verse. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. Just to keep the satanic world system from getting the upper hand on us, we need to know what their stratagems are and what their plans are, what their devices are. Understand this, y'all. Okay? Oh, man. So understand, if you really work hard, you might find out the truth, okay? I mean, if you really, really, really work hard, you probably find out the whole truth and free your African mind. You know? Brothers and sisters, if you are oblivious to what others think of you and really, really stand on your square, not only will you come into the knowledge of the truth for real, but you will also acquire the power that goes with that truth. Okay, take it from me, y'all. Also, listen, you're never gonna know the truth. You will never know the truth listening to CNN or these news medias or Fox News or ABC News. You'll never know the truth. Listen, the news outlets are not designed to tell you the truth. The news outlets are designed to control the masses. Hear what I'm telling you. Okay? Listen, y'all better hear me. Y'all better hear me. The news outlets are designed for one thing and one thing only, and that's the control of the masses. Never to tell you the truth. If they told you the truth, people, whew, yeah, the whole country would rise up in rebellion if they told you the truth. Okay? But it's about control. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, for many years, I have monitored very closely the clandestine and covert activities carried out by the various agencies of this government. And I've noticed how civil unrest has been planned and implemented many times through what is called false flag operations and black ops. Okay? And hear me. I've seen what this government does. I've seen how they planned stuff. And that's why I refer to this whole COVID thing as a pandemic. It's a plan, brothers and sisters. It's not a pandemic. It's a plan. The entire thing was developed by scientists in a laboratory to be carried out according to the agenda for world depopulation. You better hear me, doggone it. Okay, this is not, see, and then what they do is they try to make you think that is something that comes from nature. It's a flaw in nature. Like they tried to convince people with the human immunodeficiency virus, talking about that came from the green monkey. What kind of hell stuff? I'm trying to almost, Lord, I'm about to use the wrong language here. Okay, what kind of stuff is that? Whew. We're talking about stuff that was built in a bio warfare lab for the elimination of people. And brothers and sisters, they must carry out their agenda. As long as you keep that in your mind, when you hear what's coming through the media, you'll filter it with right common sense. Understand this. This civil unrest that they have planned. And trust me when I tell you this, brothers and sisters, it's some stuff getting ready to jump off, man. It's some stuff getting ready to jump off. And if you're not ready for it, you're going to get caught up in the mix. Hear me when I tell you. I was just listening the other day to someone talking about another government shutdown where they're going to be, where over 6 million people are going to be out of work. Can you imagine what kind of trauma that's going to cause in this country? Stop. Don't feed into the hype, brothers and sisters. I got to be a voice to tell you to be cool. Maintain your integrity. Get right knowledge so you can do right actions. Get right knowledge so that you can do right actions. And I want to say it again. Oh, I need to make a meme out of this. Somebody do it. Okay. Fear is the byproduct of ignorance. Look how many people today are afraid. Family and loved ones, family members won't even allow other family members to come to their homes because they are afraid. Family reunions being affected because of fear. Now, Brother Ray, are you saying that we should be careless and disregard what they're saying? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying to you is the thing they need to be telling you, okay, for your good health. They're not telling you that. They're trying to get you to take a device into your body. I don't want to use, certain words have been flagged. So let me try not to use that word that starts with the letter V. Okay. They want you to take devices into your body. Notice I'm calling devices. Okay. Bio warfare devices into your body. That's what they're trying to get you to do. And then they're trying to scare you into it. Now, how are they doing that? By so much hype over the media. Every time you turn on the news now, that's all you hear. That's all you hear. People dying, people dying. People are dying because they don't have a properly protected immune system. People are dying because they're immune compromised. That's why they're dying. People are dying because of the way people died before COVID came along, because their immune system was weak. People died because they had cancers or died tuberculosis or whatever, viruses out here, and people got sick and dying, pneumonia. All right. People dying from pneumonia long before we heard of anything called COVID. People dying from pneumonia. Now they're saying you're dying from COVID pneumonia. What the hell is COVID pneumonia? It's pneumococcal pneumonia. Okay. Bacterial pneumonia instead of a viral pneumonia, like the average pneumonia, if there's such a thing as an average pneumonia, right? Most pneumonias is viral infection, but this thing they call COVID pneumonia, that's a bacterial infection. And guess what, y'all? Most of that, well, I don't want to be inaccurate. Let me say, so I'm speaking accurately. I have a friend who's a physician here in the Atlanta area, and he lost 8 patients in a week. 8 patients in 1 week from pneumococcal pneumonia, or they call it COVID pneumonia. Okay, from breathing the bacteria in the mask that they're wearing. So why isn't the news media promoting building a healthy immune system? Something that doesn't cost a lot of money. Okay? See, we're talking big pharma here, man. We're talking big pharma. That's what this is about, people. You know how much money these pharmaceutical companies are making now? Off of a program of rushed creating a rushing and creating a device to inject into you. Pfizer, Merck, all these doggone companies, man. What's up? Eli Lilly, all of them making big money off of getting you sick. And you're listening to what the media is telling you. Now it's deep because Pfizer is not coming on doing all this, but the news media is. See, in other words, they know that if they can use these influence agents, if you allow me to call the news media influence agents right now, okay, they're using these influence agents that has your ear. CNN, okay, CBN News, ABC News, NBC News, okay, BBC News, you name it. All these news media outlets putting fear in the minds of the masses. Why? To make you run and get what they want you to get. Understand? There's a verse in the Bible, I'm going to quote the Bible again, and it says these words: God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Okay, let that verse apply to you. Now, how do you get rid of the fear? With right knowledge. See, if you're ignorant, then you're going to be afraid. I'm telling you now, because you don't know no better. If you don't know no better, you're going to walk in fear. You're going to live in fear. Okay? But when you have right knowledge, again, fear is the byproduct of ignorance, meaning you don't know. But once you find out the truth, there goes the fear out the window. And you stand tall and you walk and talk in your power. Okay? When you know better, you talk like you know better. Okay? So let me do a role playing thing right quick here. I submit a document to my HR department, a legal document called an affidavit to my HR department because they want me to take this device into my body, or they're told that I have to take this device into my body, right? So they say to all of their workers, you have to take this device into your body. And if you don't take this device into your body, you can't work here. But all we need from you is a letter from your religious leader, and you'll be exempt. Brothers and sisters, come on, y'all. Come on. You mean to tell me that a letter from a preacher will make you exempt? Does that sound right to you? I mean, listen to your intuition. Think. Does that sound right to you? A letter from your church will make you exempt from getting this device. I don't want to use the V word. All right, so they can delete my video. A letter from your church. The government, the United States government, all of a sudden has so much respect for religious organizations that all you got to do is bring a letter from your religious organization and they'll say you don't have to take this device into your body. But a legal document called an affidavit that's been signed by an officer of the state is not acceptable. Bull, sugar, honey, iced tea. Did you get that? Bull, sugar, honey, iced tea. I'm not going to say the whole word. I spelled the last part out phonetically for you. You better learn how to stand on your square, people. If you don't learn how to stand in your power, they'll be making you jump through hoops like I don't know what whenever they get ready to. I hope this is making sense to you today. Okay, but I'm tired. Brothers and sisters, listen. I'm weary of hearing the fear in my people. They're afraid of you. Understand this. They see y'all got to again. Let's go back to Neely Fuller here. Okay, my brother Neely Fuller said, unless you understand racism, what it is and how it works, everything else you understand will only confuse you. Our dear late sister, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, put it in her book, The Aces Papers. Until you understand what racism is and how it works, everything else you understand will only confuse you. You have to understand, brothers and sisters, and hear me very well. See the big picture here. Connect the dots. In the 14th, 15th, and 16th centuries, when the Europeans began to circumnavigate the globe, right? They found that every port they stopped in and had sex with women, and those women had babies, the babies were coming out colored. They were coming out colored. And so white folk understood just from that, y'all, we got to do something. Okay? Because these people of color all over the world have dominant genes, and our genes are recessive. And if we don't put a stop to this, our genes will cease to exist on this planet. So we must come up with devices. We must come up with devices that we can say we can blame on nature. We must come up with devices to get rid of these people. They are a genetic threat to us. We got to eliminate this threat of genetic annihilation. So they started putting things in place for the decimation of people of color. And brothers and sisters, please do not take my word for what I'm saying. Write these things down. Dr. Herndon, if you will assist me, please, and even putting it there in the chat room, the things I'm going to call right now, okay? Because I'm not even at that screen right now. I don't want to be distracted from what I'm saying. I'm just looking at the camera here, okay? But you have, brothers and sisters, and again, I'm talking about government documents. I'm not talking about my opinion, okay, or what I think or what I heard. I'm talking about what I have researched, what I've seen. I can provide it to you myself, okay? Government documents such as the Global 2000 report to the president, which was ordered by President Jimmy Carter, okay? It's a global projection, okay, of how to eliminate 75% of the world's non-white population. Understand that, okay? That's the projection. Now, of course, some of their folk gonna get caught up in the elimination, okay? But they don't care about that. They don't care about losing. They don't care about losing some of their people, okay? If it's gonna get rid of all people of color, we don't mind. We'll call that collateral damage. Okay, but these things are targeted at LDCs, which is the acronym for less developed countries. Okay, and most of these countries, okay, are people of color. Understand how deep this goes. Okay, people of color. Global 2000 report. Write this down. National Security Council Memorandum 200. Google it. Don't take my word, brothers and sisters. Okay, see. It okay, let me keep going. I was about to try to comment on how disturbing it is when you're trying to help your own people, okay, and they rather believe what the people who are trying to kill them are telling them. You understand? You know, yeah. But write that down. National Security Council Memorandum 200. Okay, I'm getting close to cutoff time here. National Security Council Memorandum 200. What is that? National Security Council Memorandum 200 was written by Zbigniew Brzezinski. Okay, he's former Secretary of State, Zbigniew Brzezinski. All right, who, by the way, handpicked Barack Obama to be president of the United States while he was still in Harvard. Okay. And then he became Barack Obama's advisor. So whatever Barack Obama carried out, it was on the advice of Zbigniew Brzezinski. Yeah, brothers and sisters, I know. I'm happy too that at least he was a man of color. He was a black man. At least he was a melanated brother. Okay, but he was a puppet for Zbigniew Brzezinski. Let's keep it real. Keep it real. Don't take my word for it. You may want to Google Zbigniew Brzezinski and Barack Obama, and you'll read about their relationship. In fact, Barack Obama even called this devil father, daddy. Whew, man. Okay. Brothers, laws have been written for the elimination of over 4 billion people off of this planet by the year 2050. I'm not supposed to be making you aware of this. I'm supposed to be going into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. That's what I'm supposed to be doing according to how I was raised in the programming that was put into my head. That's what ordained ministers are supposed to do. You ain't supposed to be a troublemaker and put out this kind of information. That's not your assignment. Your assignment is to preach the gospel. I am preaching the gospel. The good news of your liberation, doggone it. Yes, I am. That's what gospel means, good news. Okay? I have to free you, brothers and sisters. I have to help protect my people. I say it in the oath to the ancestors every doggone time we say it. Oh, ancestors, protect us from the snare of our enemies. Rise up, O African ancestors, and let our enemies be scattered. We say it every time we say the oath. What do you mean, brothers and sisters? Understand, when I say the snare of our enemies, what is the snare, or what are the snares of our enemies? Know that. Don't volunteer to participate in the satanic snares that's designed to kill you. Don't you know, brothers and sisters, that somebody's trying to kill you? Don't you know that? I'm sorry, y'all. But when oh boy, bear with me for a moment, okay? Brothers and sisters, if I didn't care, I wouldn't be going through this, man. If it was just about money for me, I would have quit a long time ago. It's not about that at all. It's about the empowerment, the liberation, resurrection, and empowerment of my people. That's what I live for. That's my life. Man, I'm so, oh God, y'all. I apologize. But I have so much pain in me because of the ignorance of my people. When it says my people are destroyed because of a lack of knowledge, God knows that's the truth. It's the truth. I'm looking at so many of us being destroyed because we're listening to the satanic agents trying to kill us, and we think they're trying to help us. Damn it, they ain't trying to help us. What makes you think? What makes you think for one moment that Anthony Fauci's trying to help you? This is the doctor that helped to create the human immunodeficiency virus, HIV. He was part of that planning process. Look how many people died and are still dying. Now they've come out with this other doggone virus that's even more supposedly more dangerous. I'm not falling for that mess. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people who are dying, but people have been dying long before COVID came out, right? From the flu alone. So if your immune system is compromised, doggone it, yes, you're going to get sick. Okay? You don't need COVID or anything else to get sick if your immune system is compromised. All right. If your immune system is compromised, a baby with a cold can sneeze in your face and give you a horrible cold if your immune system is compromised. So, why aren't the powers that be promoting building your immune system? No, they want you to take a device into your body that's going to alter your DNA, consequently making you more dangerous to other people than not having this device in your body. Why is it that the CDC has a thing on their site called preparing for the zombie apocalypse? What do they know is coming? What do they mean by zombies? Why are they even preparing our minds with these images of flesh-eating stuff? Now I'm not saying it's going to get to that. They may be fictionalized, okay? A fictionalized concept of what's coming. I don't know. But my argument and my advice is to build your immune system, brothers and sisters. If your immune system is strong, guess what? That is your God-given immunity. Okay? I was going to use that word, but God gave you that V word at your birth. It's called your immune system. Okay? But your immune system is not going to work if you don't take care of it. Your immune system is not going to work as it should. Okay? If you don't give it a chance to do what it's supposed to do. Understand what I'm saying to you. That's why I tell 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C with rose hips. Write it down. 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C with rose hips. Okay? Write it down, please. 50,000 milligrams of vitamin D. I'm sorry, 5,000 milligrams, not 50,000. No, 5,000 milligrams of vitamin D3 with K2. All right. Why K2? Because K2 acts like a traffic cop and it tells the vitamin D3 where to go in your body where it's needed most. All right. So you want to get 5,000 milligrams of vitamin D3 with K2 in it. All right. And 50 milligrams of zinc. Take that every day, brothers. I take it every day. Every day. And listen, every day. Okay. And you know why I take it every day? Not because I'm concerned about people who are wearing masks or not wearing masks. I'm not concerned about that. Really, to be honest with you, that means nothing to me. It really doesn't. Now, I'm not saying you should take that attitude. I'm telling you my attitude. Okay. I don't give a doggone whether you got on a mask or not. That don't mean squat to me. All right. What concerns me more, and I'm not trying to instill fear, but keeping it real. What concerns me more is stepping into an elevator, okay, that a person who has pneumocystis carinii pneumonia, okay, or COVID pneumonia, okay, or any type of respiratory infection, infectious respiratory infection has. A person who just came out of that elevator with any of these things, who coughed and sneezed in that elevator, that concerns me more than the person, whether the person got on a mask or not. Why? Because when you step into that elevator, a person with infectious respiratory disease and they cough or sneeze into a small combined space, the droplets go into the air. It's aerosol transmission. And that elevator can remain infectious for up to 2 or 3 days. Now that's more concerning than whether a person got on a mask or not. So how do you know what's really in the air around you? We're talking about airborne viruses here, people. Airborne viruses. How do you know what's in the air around you? Okay, a room that you just went in that somebody else came out of, who may have coughed or sneezed in there. And the droplets from their infected respiratory system is now in the air in that little small space. And you step into it and you're breathing. Now you don't have on a mask because you think ain't nobody around. You're not worried, ain't nobody near you. So you ain't got no mask on. That's more concerning to me than whether you've fallen for this mask deception. Now, brothers, please don't y'all twist what I'm saying. I'm not telling you not to wear your mask. I did not say that. I repeat, I am not saying do not wear a mask. If you want to wear your mask, please do. Okay? Please do. And if you're one that does a lot of coughing or sneezing, yes, I think you should wear a mask, okay, to protect others from the droplets coming from you. Even though these little masks don't do anything for viral particles. Can I keep it real? Can I use today's fellowship to prepare and equip you on how to navigate through this system? Hope you guys don't mind this. I have an assignment, and that assignment is to tell you the truth. That's my assignment. And damn it, I refuse to violate or betray my assignment. Okay? These masks do nothing to stop a virus. Okay? A viral particle is so small that you can put millions on them. Millions of them on the tip of a needle. Okay, a virus is so small, it's the smallest replicating organism known to man. Okay, it is so small that you need an electromagnetoscope to see the doggone thing. You can't look at it through a regular microscope. You won't see it. You'll see bacteria in a regular microscope, but not a virus. A viral particle is so small that it will go through a mask like water goes through a sifter or a strainer. Try catching water, okay, in a strainer and see how successful you are. Same thing. Even a viral particle goes through the pores in a mask, just like water would go through a strainer. But you've been told that if you wear it, it'll protect you. So you listen to the news media, and that's what you do. Well, Brother Ray, do you wear a mask? I wear masks. I wear a mask when I'm in the presence of someone who I know is going to be disturbed because of the fear that they have. You follow what I'm saying? So for their sake, yeah, I'll put the mask on. I'll wear it for about 5 or 10 minutes if I have to. The longest I wore a mask was when I was on that daggone plane in the airports. And that's why right now I'm trying not to even fly if I don't have to. Okay? I'm trying not to be in airports, not because I'm afraid. Okay? I don't want to encounter what I encountered with that airline, a flight attendant. Sir, we need you to cover your nose and your mouth. And then if I said, no, I'm not doing it, then we got a scene. So the least path of resistance is one of the ways that I live. Okay, if it's going to bother you that I don't have on a mask, then I'm going to put my mask on for your sake. You got the idea? Okay. But I understand the reality here that these masks do absolutely nothing to prevent the transmission of viral particles. Don't take my word for what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. Do the research on your own. Okay? The mask, yes, it helps. For example, what would be a good reason for having a mask? You would wear a mask if you were in the presence of one who's sick, who already has a respiratory ailment. Okay, and they, their immune system is so compromised that they don't need any kind of foreign invasion into their system. So you'd wear a mask to protect them. Got me? That's why when you go to hospitals and things like that, and you go into certain rooms, they have you call precautions. You have to put on a mask, not for your sake, but for the patient's sake, because their immune system is already compromised. Okay, if you ever go to hospital and visit what's called an AIDS ward, okay, or tuberculosis ward. You see, you have to put a mask on when you go in there, not because you're sick, but because the patient is sick. Their system is already compromised. So my advice is get your immune system built up. Somebody's asking if you repeat the nutrients I referred to. Again, vitamin C with rose hips. Okay, vitamin C with rose hips, or ester C is pretty good too. But vitamin C with rose hips, 10,000 milligrams a day. Okay, or at least every other day. All right. Okay, 5,000 milligrams of vitamin D3 with K2 and 50 milligrams of zinc. Take that every day. Okay. Of course, there are other things you can take also. You can't, golden seal echinacea. You can always take that, man, to help build the immune system. Elderberry. Okay. Drink plenty of steam distilled water. All of these other things. Get natural vitamin D. Get out in the sun. Okay. Get fresh air. That's why I like being out in the country here. Just the air from the trees. God designed the trees to purify the air. Okay? Yes, understand how deep this goes. Man, it's beautiful. So getting out and just breathing that fresh air, replenish those lungs with fresh air. May I also recommend that you start getting in the habit, especially if your immune system is compromised, you're worried about COVID infection, all that kind of mess. Take a baby aspirin. See, the news media should be telling you this. Take a baby aspirin, 80 milligram aspirin a day. All right? Not a regular, please hear me well. Not a regular aspirin, a baby aspirin. Okay? Take a baby aspirin. Why? Because that will help to prevent clotting in your lungs. For those of you who they're telling you that you're testing positive for COVID. They're telling you that you're testing positive for COVID. They're telling you that you're testing positive for COVID. In fact, some people almost so glad to say it now. It's almost like they're bragging. I tested positive for COVID. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. You have to protect yourself and learn to walk in your power. Okay, y'all. My time is coming to an end. I didn't even, but we're dealing with this thing called autoabkeo. Okay, autoabkeo. Who in the world, man, would want to create a system crisis? Who would want to create a crisis, man? Why would anyone want to have a global pandemic? Why? I mean, ask yourself that, because this didn't come from nature. We're talking about a man-made bioweapon here. Why would anyone want to have a global pandemic? Why would anyone want to have a national or international crisis? Why would you want to do that? Okay? Again, brothers and sisters, it's a part of something referred to as the Hegelian dialectic. Look it up. Hegelian dialectic. I think that's spelled Hegelian. Hegelian dialectic. Dialectic. The Hegelian dialectic is when the powers that be create a problem or a crisis, okay? Knowing that the masses are going to ask for help. And then they supply their solution to the crisis that they created. See, in order for them to apply their solution, they have to create a crisis to make the people ask for a solution. Like right now, y'all asking for a solution. You're running to take a device that they designed to put in you from the crisis that they created. Let me show you let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. Okay. Let me see if I can put something on the screen here for you right quick. All right. Let me see if I can do this. Let's see how to make this happen here. Let's see. Can I do it? What happened, man? I done lost this thing. I had it here somewhere, people. Bear with me for a moment, okay, and see if I can find. I want to put the Great Seal, the reverse Great Seal of the United States, on the screen for you, if I can. So just bear with me for a moment and see if I can find this illustration here, man. Okay. And then I'm going to go on and bring this thing to a close. If I can find this, I hope I can. Oh my goodness. I hope I didn't shut off all. Okay. No, I'm still here. Where is the thing, man? Just bear with me, family, for a moment. Okay, I see it here. Let's see if I can get this on the screen, though, for you to see it. Okay. Can I? Doggone it. I can't get it. I can't get it to come up on the screen, what I'm trying to show you. Why not here? Okay, well, and would you believe that I did some rehearsing trying to get this stuff so that I could pull this up for you guys to see it. And now I can't get it to come up. Doggone it. Okay. I mentioned this, but I want you guys to, come on, Hagins. What's the problem here, man? Hit share. Screen. I can't pull it up. It's not coming up for me. Okay, well, maybe I'll have it in another lecture or another message. Since I can't get it on the screen, I'm so doggone disappointed in this that I can't get it on the screen for you. Okay. Well, that means it's time for me to just go on and get ready to bring this to an end then. Okay. But brothers and sisters, listen, there's so much work to do. Okay. It's so much work to do. I see elephant in the room. Hegelian, dialectic. Got to add the word dialectic, dialectic, Hegelian, Hegelin, Hegelian dialectic. Do research on that, brothers and sisters, okay? And you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. You guys have to know how to protect yourself, okay? I'm going to schedule a workshop on this, okay? I'm going to schedule some workshops, and you're going to have to sign up for it because it's not going to be just open to everybody. Tell you now, okay? Sign up only to people who register for it. But I want to do a workshop on things I was talking about earlier. You know, oh yeah, okay, all right, time, family. My time is up. But stop living in fear. I scratch that. Scratch that. I can say stop living in fear, but that's meaningless. I just saying it don't mean nothing. The only thing that's going to stop you from living in fear is acquiring right knowledge, getting rid of the ignorance that you are living in. Okay? Because your ignorance is the product or what's producing the fear. When you know better, then you can apply what you know to your life and live in your power. Okay? And again, back to the affidavit situation. Stop letting people tell you what they can't accept. You didn't do an affidavit to give them permission. Okay? All right? You didn't do an affidavit and you're not asking their permission. That's why you did an affidavit. And that's why they want you to fill out their form. Okay? Now, your form is more meaningful than their form. Now, or you can do this. If they want you to use their form, on their form, write "see attached," okay, and staple the affidavit to it. There you go. And they can file that in their records. Got me? Brothers and sisters, walk in your power. Okay? Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself, but do it with dignity. Don't go hollering and screaming. No. That's not how you communicate, brothers. And communicate intelligently. All right? In your power. Knowing your law. Got me? And don't let anyone make you violate your conscience. Again, I repeat, you don't need a statement from a preacher to be exempt. You need to stand on your square to be exempt. In other words, know that the law states that they cannot make you violate your conscience. It is against your conscience to put a device into your body that you believe to be harmful to you. That's the law. They can't make you do that. They can't make you violate your conscience. Now, you need to know that. Don't let them say, well, we're not going to accept that. Okay? You have to accept it. And what's your name? Let me have your name, please, so I can include you in my legal action here. And anybody else, okay, that want to act like y'all want to make a decision for me. Okay? And so y'all can have to pay me 0.999% silver too. Walk in your power. Hold your head up. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. An affidavit cannot make someone else allow you into their home, okay, or on their property, okay? The purpose of the affidavit is not to gain admission into places people telling you can't come into. That's not the purpose of the affidavit. The purpose of the affidavit is to let them know, okay, what they will not do to you. Got me? This affidavit lets you know that you will not be putting nothing in my body without my permission. Real simple. Now, if we need to take it to the next level, okay, we'll take it to the next level and, dealing with this matter on a legal platform. That's how this goes. Okay, now I'm repeating myself, and you guys can come back and listen to this as much as you wish. All right? Thank you for being with me today, brothers and sisters. It's time for me to get out of here. And as always, before we go, I'm going to ask if you guys will support the work here. Okay. I think that's the right thing to put there. Yes. Okay. That's how you send in a donation to help us with our expenses here. Okay. Do that today. I know it wasn't a feel good, and I know some people only like to give when they've been emotionalized and made to feel happy. Ooh, yeah. And you feel happy, you feel intoxicated, and you just want to give because you feel so good. I'm not a feel good kind of a teacher, brothers and sisters. My job is to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. Okay. And I hope that you respect that enough to support it. Help us to continue to do this. All right. Make a donation to help us today. It's right there on the screen how to make your donations. Okay. If you're making your donation to PayPal, do it at paypal.com. Our PayPal address is African Village 1 with the number 1, not African Village word 1, African Village number 1, AOL at AOL.com, like you see on the screen. If you're making your donation through what's that, a Cash App? Okay. My Cash App address, as you see there, is #Dr. Ray Hagins. All right. If you're making your donation through Zelle, it's my email address, rayhagins@gmail.com. And there's 1 G in my last name. All right. Help us out, brothers and sisters, so that we can help to do this, so we can do some workshops and seminars and what have you. We got to combat this system of ignorance. Y'all, I'm at war with ignorance. Understand that. I am not lying. I'm at war with ignorance because I see what it's doing to us. When you don't know, you follow you'll do what anybody tells you to do when you don't know better. Okay, I'm not going to let that happen. All right. In spite of everything I just said, guess what? You're easy to love. Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah. Thank you for your donations. Wow, they're coming in too. Thank you. Bernice, thank you. Wow. Pastor Edward Wright. Hey, man. Hey, Doc. Hello, brother. I see your text. Oh, bro. We got to get together, man. I'm going to call you when I finish. Come on. The African in me. Love the African in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're easy. Yeah, yeah, you're easy to love. You're easy to love. All right, y'all. The African in me. Love the African in you. Thank you, Cecil. Yeah. Monique, thank you guys. Leo, yeah, man. Right on, bro. Hey, 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 hey. Aaliyah, peace to you as well. You're easy to love. I'm acknowledging people and I'm not singing, right? Come on. Truth, justice, and righteousness. Come on, the truth. The truth that's in me. Love the truth that's in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. Yeah, 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 you're easy. Easy to love. You're so easy to love. Uh-huh. Justice. The justice in me. Love the justice in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. 'Cause you're easy. Hey, yeah, yeah, you're easy. Woo! You're easy to love. You're easy to love. Righteousness. Come on, let's do that one. The righteousness in me. The righteousness in me. Love the righteousness in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. 'Cause you're easy. Yeah, 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 you're easy. Yeah, you're easy to love. You're easy to love. Oh, my goodness. Brothers and sisters, thanks for being with me today. And until next week, you guys out there stay strong. I see some of you guys putting notation in the chat room. I want to be in that workshop. I will send out a message, an announcement about it, on my Facebook page. Okay. If you have the app, if you have our app, okay, you'll get an announcement in the app as well. If you do not have the app, I encourage you to download it. That's the quickest and best way to stay abreast of what's happening with Brother Ray and the African Village and what have you. Okay, so go to Play Store, okay, or what's the other place called? Our App Store. Go to your App Store or your Play Store, okay, and type in TAVCC for the African Village and Cultural Center. Type in TAVCC, okay, and do a search it and download my app. Okay, you'll see my picture there. Download my app, and when you download the app, click yes to accept notifications. Okay, because I'm going to be sending out notifications just this week or this coming week on when we're going to do this workshop. Okay, you guys have to know the truth. You have to know how to walk in your power. You need to have the legal documentation under your belt, okay, to walk it. So you tell them what's going to happen with you. They don't tell you what's going to happen with you. Shucks. Okay. Until next week, you guys stay strong. Peace. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah.